Okay. All right. So I think this is live. It looks like it's live. Oh my gosh. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to jump right in. I don't intend to be on here long, um, but I want to go ahead and get this started. I am so excited to join you guys live. Normally, you guys watch me on my little videos that I do a few days out of the week. But this is live, and I don't really like being live, but you got to get out your comfort zone. So, anyway, if you're new here, my name is Dr. Shamanda Burston, or as I ask you guys to call me, Dr. Shamanda. I'm a licensed therapist, licensed in mental health and addictions, and I'm licensed here in North Carolina. This is where I born and raised in North Carolina, but I have lived in Atlanta off and on for a few years. But I've been here in North Carolina, back in North Carolina for the last few years, and definitely intend to stay this time. So there's that. Anyway, I'm also a university professor. Recently, discontinued teaching, just taking a break from it, or maybe permanent. Who knows? But that is something that I've done for the last few years. And I am a producer. So obviously, I produce content here on YouTube, but also specifically a movie producer. So if you look back here, you can see my first movie. It's called Wounded Healer, and it's currently playing streaming free. You can watch it free on Tubi right now. Originally, it was released um, October 2024, so not too long ago, and it released on all the video on demand platforms, and now it's on Tubi, so you can check it out there. And that was my first feature film, and definitely a journey. So if anyone is interested in me talking about my movie producing journey, definitely feel free to reach out to me or comment. I'm definitely happy to share that process. I know a lot of people are interested in making movies or how the process works, things like that. And you really don't know as much about it until you've been in it, you've done it. And it's a lot of trial and error, to be honest. And I bear witness to that. So, outside of being a movie producer, I'm also a screenwriter. So I write scripts, films, TV series, all those type of things. I have so many things to produce, just waiting to produce and bring to life, and I'm so excited about that. I specifically focus on writing what I call cinema therapy content or projects, because they are basically movies or TV series or media content that can be used by counselors in their practice to help clients better understand themselves or their diagnosis, whatever. So you're using the characters in those films to help kind of drive home the message in the therapy session, essentially. And it can be for anybody. Like, even if you're not in therapy, you can watch a movie and truly like resonate with those characters. I'll give you a perfect example. The movie Tyler Perry just put out, Straw. I think there's so many, specifically single moms, and even more specific, Black women who resonated with that story. And a lot of, myself included, we were just bawling our eyes out. You hear a lot of women say, I was crying. And the reason why you had such a powerful response to that film is because you saw yourself in that character. And if you were in a therapy session, and for example, I was like, hey, if I had a client come in, she's a single mom, and she had a hard time talking about her experience or feeling seen, right? I would ask her to watch that movie and come back and we would process that film. Like, what about this character did you resonate with? What could you identify with? Um, Things like that. I would give that person questions to talk about and process with me. That's cinema therapy. And so what I realized quickly, though, is that there are not a lot of films that specific to mental health that had characters that were representative of the clients that I was treating. And so I was like, well, I need to be on the other side of this then. I can, y'all know my camera be cutting off in the videos. It just cut off. So not my camera, but my ring light, whatever. I realized that, like, I want to be on the other side. I want to produce the films that I can use and the other counselors can use for this purpose. A lot of the films, all the characters looked the same. They had the same story. And if I were to show those movies to my clients, they would have been like, I don't really relate to this client because X, Y, and Z. And so I was like, you know what? Then I can write and produce those films, so they'll have people or films and characters that they can relate to, and then we can process these stories. So that's why that's so important to me, which is another reason why I'm doing YouTube and focus on monetization, because the funds from my movies that I make and YouTube will be used to fund those projects, because they're not cheap. Even if you make a very small project or short film, it still costs money. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. So I'm also a published author, and as you can see here, that is my book. It's called Wounded Healer as well, and it's available on Amazon, so you can check that out as well. That's the DVD. So yeah, just been to tell you that. So it's also on Amazon, so if you want to check those out. And then outside of that, I am also a single mom of 2 teenagers, 17 and 18, and it has been a journey. And if you check out some of my old content on YouTube, you'll see my kids. We've been rocking together for years and filming content here and there. Now they don't really like being on my YouTube channel. They have their own platforms and stuff they use. So, but you don't see them as much as they've gotten older, because they just like, I'm good. They think I'm a celebrity, and I'm like, I am not a celebrity, but they think I am, and so I just kind of try to respect that. But they do. If you do see them, they give me permission. So. Yeah, so I looked at my analytics, and it says that I've been on YouTube since December 31st, 2013. So that's over 10 years, right, essentially. And I have almost 250,000 views, and I have 561 videos that I've filmed and posted. And currently I am sitting at 2,186 subscribers. So my goal is to reach monetization by August 31st of this year. I have been monetized before. I remember when I initially came back to North Carolina back in 2022. I think before I left Georgia, I made my last video, and my kids and I were in a hotel. We were coming back to, we had left our apartment because they had mold in it and stuff, and we were coming back to North Carolina. We were at a crossroads. I was about to say, we either going back to North Carolina or we going to Texas or somewhere, or California, somewhere. I was literally still trying to decide. But I filmed my last video in that hotel. So if you go back and check it out, that was the last video I made. And then I ended up taking like a 2-year gap, like of no content at all. And I think that's because, I was in the middle of moving and just trying to figure out life. I didn't really feel like posting any content. It just wasn't a thing for me at that time. So I think we started back in April of the last year, I want to say, is when I started making content again. And yeah, that would make sense because it was March of 2022. Yeah, so it was about 2 years. So April 2024, I made my first video. So if you check that one out, I think it's something about I'm back. I think it's called I'm back. And I kind of broke down my journey and what I had been doing and all that kind of stuff. But what happens though with YouTube is that if you don't consecutively and consistently film content, then you'll lose your watch hours. Now, watch hours for monetization is focused on the last 365 days. So obviously have all these views, all this watch time hours. If you look at lifetime, and you can put all this stuff under your analytics. Lifetime, I have all of this time, right, of watch time hours, but it's all focused on the last 365 days. So that's what you have to pay attention to. And so if I had been off of YouTube for 2 years, then YouTube is like, oh, you're not here anymore. So they demonetize my channel. And I don't even know if was I making money then? I don't know. I feel like I might have been earning revenue, but it wasn't enough. So that's the other thing. You have to earn at least $100 to get paid out. So I don't even remember, even when I was in Atlanta, I think I got one check, $100 something. And then I don't think I was getting enough views at that time to earn out another check. I think I maybe got paid twice overall. So anyway, that is something to remember and to know as someone who's been monetized before. So the other thing I wanted to share just with you guys is that, I truly enjoy having this channel. This channel is, like I said, I've been on here since 2013. And let's see, I don't know if you guys, I don't know how to do this live thing. I don't know if there's any, so if you're commenting, if you have any comments or questions or anything, you can definitely put them in the chat. I see a chat, but I don't know if I can see everything. Anyway, and if you do leave something, I can always go back and just comment afterwards. So there's that. But I created this channel because I really wanted to document my journey. I feel like when I first started YouTube, I don't know. I think at that time I really wanted to be like an inspirational speaker. That was something that was just like on my heart to do. Like I just wanted to share my journey. I also wanted to like, I've always known that I was gonna reach this high level of success, whatever success looks like for me, right? Definitely financial success. I mean, just to be honest. But I didn't want anyone to be able to take that away from me and say that like, oh, you got this because you dated this person or this you did something. I don't know. I just had this thing in my mind that people were gonna look at me and think somebody gave this to you. You didn't actually work to get this. I think because I have a certain look that people automatically assume that like I'm dating somebody or like a celebrity. I don't know. Like, and I'm like, no, you have no idea. Like everything that I have, everything I've ever had, it came from hard work and truly just God's favor. Like literally, like nobody gave me nothing. I ain't dating no special person who had a lot of money. Like it, no. Trust me, if that was the case, my life would be a whole lot easier. I promise you, a whole lot easier. And so I think that was where the idea of me being on YouTube started from, and even on like Facebook and Instagram. I just always wanted to document the journey because I knew God had already showed me a vision of where I was going in my life. It didn't seem like it. I'm like, sometimes I'd be like, God, are you sure? Did you get the wrong person? Because what you giving me, the vision and what's happening here is not adding up. So yeah. But I just wanted to document the journey. And so I mean, even when I would move back and forth from North Carolina to Georgia, you can go back and watch those videos. Like I would show you when I'm in a hotel and I'm trying to find an apartment. It was a journey over the years. And so I remember when I first went entrepreneur, like full-time entrepreneur and self-employed, I did videos on that. And I've been in a pivot. I told you guys, in a phase of trying to decide if that's what I wanted to do again, go full-time self-employment. And I went back and watched those videos, and I remember the level of freedom that I had and that I felt as a full-time contractor and as a counselor when I was in Georgia. And I do remember also the struggles that come with it too. It's very challenging and stressful at times because it's just on you. There's no paycheck that's coming in. There's no health insurance. Like there's a lot of things that go into it. Now on this version of myself, it will be a lot easier because I know so much more now. I'm in a different state. I am licensed here. When I was in Georgia, I was just like a certified substance abuse counselor. So I could only do one thing and work with just a certain level of patient or a certain population of patients. It would be so much easier, and then I could make so much more money, working less hours. But what I've decided to do, and you guys I recently shared that I decided to accept a full-time role back with the hospital system that I was with currently or recently. And I'll do that until I decide that I want to be completely work optional. And that is the goal, is to make that happen within the next few years. Like I'm saying like 36 months, like for real. And I know that's like, what? And yeah, like for real. Like, yes, but I'm excited about this phase because the one thing that kept bringing me back to working jobs and for companies is because I wanted to purchase a home, and that is something I'll be celebrating again. August of this year is 2 years with my home as a homeowner. And again, there's videos of that process of me trying to buy a home and being excited about that and it not working out. Like I literally, when I tell you I document my entire journey these last, I guess like 12 years, it's all documented. Can't nobody come and say, oh no, somebody gave this to you. No, they didn't. You can see the successes, the failures, the disappointments. You can see all of that. It's all documented on YouTube. And I'm grateful for that because again, my kids can always go back and look at this. My grandchildren that I've hoped to not see for at least 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You can see all of that, and it's just documented. And sometimes I need to go back and watch the old version of who I used to be and how hard she used to work and how hard she believed in this version of me, and it gives me motivation for the future version of who I am. So I encourage everyone to go on YouTube. I don't care if you talking about planting flowers, like whatever it is, there's somebody out there that needs your story, your journey, your process, your thoughts, your experience. Like, you don't even know, like, you're on YouTube, you don't really know who's watching your content. All you see is numbers. You might see 5 views, and this video been up for like 4 hours, but that's 4 or 5 people who watched you. They could be in India, they could be right down the street from you, they could be in California somewhere, they could be wherever. But those are 5 people though. Now it could be the same person watched it 5 times technically, but you know, that's 5 people who needed to hear what you had to say, right? And so you just never know the impact that you can make. I've had people send me messages over the years and be like, you truly inspired me, you motivate me. I get comments all the time. And honestly, it's a very, in some ways, it's selfish and selfless thing. I think a combination of both. But I'm really just documenting my journey because I truly want to hold myself accountable to what I say I'm going to do for myself and what God has promised and the vision He's given me for my life. And I just feel like it would be in vain not to document it, because it's like a testimony. It's like y'all could literally see where I started from. And then when I cross over and get to this next level, there's no excuse. You can't say that anybody, any person did this for me. You have to really marvel at the grace and favor of God on my life. It's really that serious. Like, even my PhD journey, I documented that. I started that in April. I started sharing that. You guys saw me finish my dissertation. Like, you saw when I would have, like, I think I had like a couple of times I had an infection on my tooth, and y'all saw me still up writing at night. I'm in pain. My jawline is swollen, literally, and you still see me still working. You still see me show up to work, like, literally, y'all. And I'm very transparent and vulnerable, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I didn't allow my natural self, which means I'm an introvert. I'm a very private person. Private people don't really get on YouTube, right? It doesn't make sense, right? But to me, that speaks to the obedience that I have of God. Like, I'm willing to submit to whatever He's called me to do, even though it makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to share nothing sometimes. Like, I don't care. I don't want you to know about me. I don't want you to think you know nothing about me. That's kind of my personality. Like, don't even think that you know me. But a part of me is like, no, let people know who you are. Like, if you don't do anything on YouTube, people will never know you exist. Really. Like, it's almost like being a hidden gem. And yes, I am calling myself a gem. But seriously, like, it's like being a hidden person. And it's like, but there's something about you and your story and your journey that people need to see. And it's going to help other people. It's not even about you in either way, right? Like, my movie, my book, I didn't really want to share those things, but I didn't have a choice. I mean, technically I had a choice, but I was called to do it, and I have to do it. And when I started to understand that we're here in this earth for a purpose. This lifetime that we have in this earth is for a purpose. And whatever you believe in, however you guide, whatever that looks like for you, it's still for a purpose. Like, there's an assignment on your life. And so me, it's just about submitting to that. And that's why I get on YouTube and I talk and I share. And I really don't care what people say, any judgment. I don't care. I had somebody comment before and like, call me a welfare queen or something like that. I was like, baby, please. Like, yes, I tell my story. I'm gonna tell my story better than you can ever tell my story. Yes, I've been on every Section 8 government assistance program, everything you can think of. Guess what though? Me being able to say those things openly, I've been able to help so many clients, because those who were struggling with like shame around that, I would tell them, like, listen, you see me sitting here in this office, you see all these degrees behind me, but guess what? Before I got here, I was where you are right now. So it's possible. So I was like, I brushed that off. But things like that can piss you off. You'd be like, well, then you know what? Forget it. I'm not sharing my story with nobody else. I'm not saying nothing else to nobody about what I got going on, because they're gonna judge me, whatever. But it's not about that. Now let's go full circle. Let's go to another way of looking at this. When you share your story on YouTube, when you're open and transparent, from that can come so many blessings. And let's just talk about the financial blessings of that. Y'all see people, I know y'all seen it, and I've been looking like amazed by the trajectory of some of these people on YouTube that have been like started out from the bottom, who just streamers or just like sharing skits and stuff, and now you see them on like commercials, like worldwide commercials with like major companies, right? And you're like, wow, like they were just on YouTube. I literally just saw them a few years on YouTube, and now they have contracts and endorsement deals and all this stuff with major companies, and are making tens of thousands and even millions of dollars a year just because they started on YouTube and they shared their journey and shared their personality. Y'all, there is literally no limit to the amount of wealth and abundance that can come from YouTube and sharing your story. Literally, like brands, literally, they know that the best form of marketing is word of mouth. And so if you get somebody who has a platform and they're real and they're authentic and genuine with their audience, and their audience knows that they're only going to promote and market something that they truly believe in, they will pay you tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars to market their product, because they know that's eyes, right? And it's like, do I pay this person to share about this product, or do I put out an ad on as a commercial that may or may not hit with my target audience? Think about it from a company's perspective in terms of return on investment, ROI. It's better to go with an influencer, a content creator who already has a built-in audience and trust with their community. And that's why you see this. And so my thing is, if you're a single mom, if you are, like a small business, you have your own brand, whatever, keep building your platform, because there are companies, big companies, that need your audience. You're the middle person. You're the person that says, hey, I use this product in my business and it helps me build my business and streamline things. And they know that from that will come a lot of purchases and things of that sort. And you get to get paid to promote these products to your brand, to your audience, excuse me. And here's the thing, if you truly believe in that product, it's not a slimy thing, because it's like, I'm actually helping my audience better, like, with whatever they need. If my audience is about if they're focused on personal finance, and I am aligned with a budgeting tool or software program, whatever they call me, and say, hey, can you talk about this product? I truly love this product and I use it, and my audience is trying to get closer to financial freedom, why wouldn't I share that product with my audience? And now I get to be compensated for it. A bad thing. And so again, if there's anything that you're doing, like a business, keep building your brand, keep talking about what you're doing, because they're gonna be companies that are coming for you, wanting to work with you. And so there's so many success stories. We already know, my kid's gonna kill me when I say his name wrong. Kai Sinet. I think I was saying it wrong. Every time I say it, my kids do. It's the net, Mom. It's the Sinet. Okay, y'all know what I mean. Kai, Mr. Kai. Y'all hear his story. He was homeless. His mom, I think they were in Atlanta, apparently. I think he's from New York, but they were in Atlanta for a little bit, Georgia. And they were homeless. And look at him now. Look at him now, y'all. And this young man is in his 20s. And he has the power to change the trajectory of his family's life forever now. Like, that is crazy to me. I'm like amazed by that. But it's possible. And there's so many more success stories like that. So, I just encourage anyone who wants to do YouTube, get on YouTube, share your process, share your journey. It is a great opportunity to hold yourself accountable. Like me, I'm working toward 50K total invested by the end of this year, and $100,000 invested by the end of next year. And I ain't gonna hold you. If I don't get on YouTube and do this, at any moment I could change my mind. I'm just being honest. I could change my mind, because I'm tired. I've been working hard. I don't want to be going out, traveling, doing stuff, all that stuff like I probably should and could, right? I just don't do that. And I'm like, okay, I just want to hit these milestones, and then I'm going to do that. And I know it's not really good to put things on hold, but you got to also like be willing to sacrifice sometimes. And that's the season that I'm in. And I don't really care to actually like explain it to people, because some people are like, well, you should be doing this now, because you just never know when life happens. I get that. Trust me. I have an autoimmune disease. There's no cure for it. Don't nobody understand that more than me. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that, like, I know people literally that all they do is live their best life, and they don't have nothing saved. They have nothing at all. And I'm just like, I just don't want. I know there's a perfect medium, a balance to that. I just know where I want to be before I start doing all that stuff. So there's that. But I don't even know what I was about to say with that. But anyway, so anyway, before I wrap this up, I think we have 5 more minutes. So I'm gonna do 30 minutes. Plus, I'm about to go eat, y'all, and watch. I don't know if y'all heard of it. My daughter put me on this show called Reacher on Amazon. It's an Amazon original, apparently. I didn't hear nothing about it until my daughter pulled it up. She's pulling up movies and stuff. I'm like, girl, where did you get this from? Like, but she don't never miss, like Shameless, which she probably shouldn't have been watching, but she told me about that, and I was like, oh, and I fell in love with that show. But anyway, what was I gonna say? I have one last thought I wanted to share with you guys. I guess I can share that. I have so many plans for this channel. I do see myself like filming content in like a studio. I don't know if I want to do a podcast or anything like that. And I don't know. Y'all let me know how I do with this. If you do you see me being live and doing, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. I don't know. It's possible. You know, if God tells me to do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely see myself like going into like a studio and like filming content and really like having my stuff like top notch. You know what I'm saying? Like right now I do this in this office because I'm not spending no money on it, and I'm just giving it to y'all just real raw. I don't edit my videos no more, y'all. I used to have my daughter edit my vlogs. I don't do that no more. I just straight like I might if it's like my phone cut off or something and when I'm filming, I might like clip it and then like make it like what's the word, like transition or something, so it'll be together and won't look weird. But other than that, like and I like when my budget videos, I'll add my numbers so y'all can see what I'm saying because I talk fast and I'm country, so I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. But other than that, I don't edit my videos, and honestly, that's been working. So I gave that tip in another video recently, like don't edit your videos, just put it out there, like because a lot of people they get stuck on that. That's one reason why they haven't started on YouTube, because they're like, I don't know how to edit, and I don't have this camera or this whatever. Like, no, I use my iPhone. It's sitting back there. I think it's 11 Pro. 11 Pro. Hey there, great work so far. Hey, John B. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I think you just commented, and I'm responding to comments after this video. So I don't edit my videos, just post them. And you can try to post a video every day and find the time. You can find the time. I promise you can. Even if it's on your lunch break, if it's like right after you get off of work, in your car, like literally just post your videos. And here's the thing. I got this. I told y'all, I got this little thing from like Dollar Tree. It's just a little notebook. Go through on Sundays. I go through, I write the dates on them, and I write down a topic. And I just literally just pray to God. I'm like, God, what do you want me to say this week? What do you want me to talk about? And if there's like something I'm doing specific that week or something, I'll kind of focus it on those things. Like the last couple of weeks, I've been focusing on trying to decide if I want to work a full-time job or not, or if I want to go self-employed. So y'all notice, if you notice, all my content been about, setting yourself free or self-employment versus 9 to 5. So stuff like that, like that's really where I'm at. So I'm like really focused on those topics, and so that helped guide me. It could be that like maybe you're dealing with, maybe you're dating or something. I don't know, and you're like maybe if that's what you're thinking about, and that's what's on your mind heavy that week or two, then maybe make your content about that. Now you always want to tie your content in. It still needs to be about whatever the central thing that people came to your channel about, right? For example, I'm always talking about personal finance because most of y'all came when I start talking about my personal finance journey. And I don't want to lose my audience because they're like, oh, no, you're talking about being a single mom. I'm not a single mom. I don't care about that. And that's fine. That's fine. But I'm going to tie that in. So if I say anything about being a single mom, I'm going to tie the personal finance piece into it. I'm going to give you some value that you can take away, if that makes sense. John B said, I've been procrastinating on starting my YouTube channel or starting my channel. Don't procrastinate. I want you to post your first video today, period. Like you can be like, hey, I watched this YouTuber today and this is what I got from it. And now I'm going to start my channel. That could be the title of your channel, your video right there. And just talk about it for 5 minutes, 8 minutes. If y'all notice too, a little tip, because I'm already preparing for monetization, 8 minutes is like the minimum you want. Because I was told that like, if you do 8-minute videos at least, then you can have it like, I think 3 ads in the video. If you do anything less than 8 minutes, then you can only have like maybe 1 or 2 ads. And so once you get monetized, you want as many ads in those videos as possible, because that's how you earn the revenue. So don't be so much content on my mind. I just need to lock in on a thing. Exactly. You need to think about like what is that you're passionate about? What can you talk about every day if you had to for free? That's gonna really help guide you. And guess what? Regardless of how y'all feel about AI, Chat GPT is gonna be your best friend. Because there's things I'm like, what do I do here? What do you think about this topic? Like you could just literally just put that in there. You could list out 5 things you're really passionate about and say, hey chat, I have these are 5 things I'm really passionate about, I really enjoy. Give me a theme, a central theme for my YouTube channel based on these 5 topics or whatever. And there you go. And then ask chat to give you a series of like a 2-week series that you could like and break it down in videos. 5 videos per week for those 2 weeks. And there you go. It'll give you an outline, everything. I don't use the outlines because I ain't got time for that. Because I like to keep my stuff authentic and genuine. But even if it did give you an outline, you put your own spin to it. So, but you can start there. So there's really no excuse. Now we got AI, we got ChatGPT. There is no excuse at all. It'll tell you what kind of thumbnail you can use, give you hashtags. Literally, I just think that everybody should be on YouTube right now. I'm telling you. And I told you guys that I'm not teaching anymore. Like I finished my last class literally last week. And I don't feel bad about that because I know that's one reason why I went to get my doctorate is I wanted to teach. But now I realize that like I love to teach. I love educating people, but I could do that through my channel though. You know what I'm saying? And technically make more money. So there's that in less time because I don't got to grade no paper. I can post this video. I ain't got to grade nobody's paper. So there's that. And I can reach more people. And so I'm like, okay, so that's how you get creative about your career and things like that. I definitely see myself, like I said, filming in like a studio, maybe creating series for counselors that they can use in their practice. And that's my way of teaching instead of the, traditional university setting and things like that. I just feel like my life and the way it's going to be set up is going to be so different and non-traditional. And I'm okay with that. I think that's going to work best for me. Let's see. What kind of camera do you use? I use my iPhone. I was just saying that I use my iPhone 11 Pro. I'm so behind. They just came out with a 16, so you can see. But it's fine. The only time you'll see me change my phones up is when the volume starts to act weird. And it's happened a couple times. Not with this phone, but my last phone. That's when I finally upgraded. Other than that, I keep my same iPhone. Y'all know I'm a personal finance journey, so I'm not spending money on no phone. And my phones, I pay cash for my phones. So when I bought that 11 Pro, I paid cash for it. It was $1,200. I got it at Target. And I use Mint Mobile, which there's a referral link in my old videos. So just check that out if you want to use them. So I pay like $90 every 3 months. And that's what I film with. I have this tripod right here. When I'm filming my budget videos, I'm downstairs in my kitchen and I'm using this. I have a ring light right here and it has like this little tripod thing in front. And I use that to film the videos I make throughout the day. Like you see me in the office, I'm right here. That's it. I ain't got nothing else. And this is my background. That's it. And I'm halfway to monetization. And I have a Sony, I don't know the exact name of that camera, but for my vlogs, I have a Sony something. I'm sorry, y'all. My son took my camera. He's trying to do some stuff with it. So, but it was like $500. I purchased it on Amazon. Honestly, sometimes I'll be thinking about selling it because I'm like, I ain't trying to use this. But I know I'm going to be doing other content in the future, so it'll be good, like quality and stuff. So I'm going to keep it. But for my everyday regular videos, I'm telling you, start with your phone, because you'll be able to have more flexibility with it. If you have like a big camera, even if it's a small camera, because my Sony is very small. I'm just gonna be honest, like when you're in Walmart or something, you're out and about, you're gonna feel really like weird with it. It's gonna feel uncomfortable. Even big YouTubers say that they kind of feel weird when they're out and about vlogging and stuff. But when you have your phone, people kind of expect you. Some people, they see people like taking a picture of themselves or whatever. They don't know you're vlogging, so it's a little bit more easier and flexible. So try using your phone if that's a barrier for you. Go ahead and just use your phone. And just be consistent, y'all. Like post a video at least, I'm gonna say at least 2 a day. 2 a week at least, right? Because if people know that you're gonna show up, they're gonna watch. And no, and here's the thing. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna wrap this up because I gotta go eat. I'm hungry, y'all. Um, you may think that nobody cares about your content or that you're nobody. You're like, I'm not Kai. I'm not Mr. Kai. I'm not gonna say his last name. I'm not Mr. Kai, but you're you. And there's something special about you. I'm watching so many creators on YouTube now, y'all, that they don't have a brand. They just started their channel, but it's something about their just regular day-to-day lives. There's this one lady, she was talking about working at Marshall's and not having enough money to pay her bills. And she's married and she's trying to pay off her debt and go back to school. I think she's a Hispanic, Latina lady. And I watch her all the time. There's just another lady that she just recently got married and she's on this journey, the fire journey for years. I started watching her before she got married. And she goes live. And every time I see her go live, I'm like, oh, I gotta go watch it. You gotta catch up and see where she's at on her journey. Like, has she paid off her debt? Is she sticking to her journey? Because sometimes, girl, you be falling off. And what you got going on? Like, ever since you got married, I don't know. Like, you just get invested. You know what I'm saying? And these are no, I don't want to call people no name, but y'all know what I mean. Like, they don't have like this huge brand, like our audience. Like, they barely got 1,000. So, like, I'm telling you, there are gonna be people who are gonna resonate with your personality, your character, whatever you're doing. Like, maybe you just became a new mom or a new dad, and you're like trying to figure this out. And if you're like transparent about it, like maybe they know somebody who's a new parent or they're a new parent, they just trying to watch you. Or like I said, like the budgeting videos are really doing well because people look at this economy. People are trying to figure out how to manage their money. It's something about knowing that somebody else out here struggling like you or worse than you. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but remember, I'm in psychology, mental health. It's something about that, knowing that you're not the only one, or there's technically you're not doing as bad as you thought you were doing because you looking at this person and they trying to stretch. If let's say you making $4,000 a month in your paychecks, and they're getting $800 every 2 weeks, and you like, dang, like I want to see how they stretch that money because that's interesting. Like, how they do that? I'm barely making on this $4K a month. And they making it off of 900. It's something about that authenticity, that transparency that just attracts people. So, like me, I'm telling y'all how I'm trying to navigate what I want to do in my career. I just graduated. Well, I graduate next month, but y'all know what I mean. I just finished my doctorate. I have multiple licenses. I've been in this field for almost like over 15 years, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. Like, I think there are people who like are attracted to that, like, because most people hide that. They just post their highlight reels on like Instagram and Facebook. That's why YouTube will always be my number one community, number one platform, because it's something about this real life, real time content that people are just more transparent and open versus like posting a picture smiling like, hi, I'm here. Like, no, I'm about to quit my job. Yeah. For the second time this year. Like, okay. Yes, I just posted it. I just finished school and all that, and I thought I knew what I was doing, but like, yeah, I really don't. So there we go. It's something about that type of content that people will just really resonate with. So anyway, y'all, I'm about to go eat, and I'm 9 minutes over my time that I said I was going to stay on here. I hope this was helpful. If you guys want me to come back on and share more content with you guys or answer any specific questions about the journey of YouTube or my journey on YouTube, definitely let me know. I think that once we hit 3,000, I'm going to come back on because we'll be 1,000 away from full monetization. And then technically I'll have hit one of the milestones of monetization. So once you hit 3,000 watch time hours, you actually technically unlock something called, I think it's called super chats or something like that. So people can actually like, it's kind of like, I think how like TikTok does that, which I'm not on TikTok like that, but like people can send you like gifts, something like that. That's my kids call it. Or like in the comments, they can like send you like money or something, like a comment. It's something like that. I see it with other content creators, but that's at 3,000 watch time hours. So we'll celebrate that milestone, and then we'll keep going. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too. I appreciate everybody that's on this journey with me. I genuinely do. I hope that you find value in this. It's not just about me. Again, I always want to be available to answer any questions or give you any insights that you might need or want. I'm very transparent and honest. So about my personal life, you know what I'm saying? Well, this is my personal life, but you know what I mean? Like, well, y'all know I ain't dating nobody, so you don't ask me no question about no relationship stuff. I'm not your therapist. I'm a therapist, but I'm not your therapist. This is all education, entertainment, that kind of stuff. But there's that. All right, y'all. That's it for this live. If you do like this live, make sure you like it, comment, share it with somebody. I do want to get to 2,000 subscribers. So that means I'm like 14 away. And then by the end of this month, we've got 15 more days. I really would love to hit 3,000, which I know that's a stretch because I'm at like 20, not almost 2,100 watch time hours right now. So the more you watch the content, the more you share it, the more you interact with it, it helps me in the channel. So, all right, y'all, I'm trying to end this stream. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we're going to see how, if it'll shut down automatically. But keep going and have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much. You too. You too. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Bye.